guys, it's Rachel and I'm back at the movie theater for Snow White. Yesterday tried to get some reviews for the movie, but unfortunately it seemed the audience was mainly parents and their kids, and I didn't feel like that was a very informative way for us to figure out this was a decent movie or not. So I'm about to go watch the movie to see how I like it and to maybe give you a little more of a breakdown of what I think of Snow White. So I just got out of Snow White and I thought it was okay, you know. The singing performances, I think Rachel Zegler should have been the only one singing. The King was alright, but everybody else, especially Gal Gadot, was like, nah, she should not do any more musicals. I think Gal Gadot looks the part, but her music abilities and her like theatrical is not like, it's not very good. And the movie stayed pretty close to the original, I'd say, and then at the very end they added a little bit more of the story, and some of the characters had more background story. There were a few changes to the movie. There actually wasn't a prince in this one. They had named a guy Jonathan. He looks just like a prince. He's kind of dressed like a prince, more like a pauper prince, one under who's maybe disguised. Also, I have to say, the love connection between the princess and Jonathan, I thought it was alright. It felt a bit forced. I didn't feel the connection between the two characters. I kind of felt like I was just watching two actors create a movie scene. I have a comparison to make. I think Gal Gadot was trying to be like Charlize Theron in Snow White and the Huntsman, but the problem is Charlize did it first. I felt like I was watching the same performance, just a different actress. I think Charlize did it much better. There was a whole montage of the dwarves, looked like a magical theme park. I felt like it was a whole nother movie. You know, maybe there could be a spin-off of some dwarves doing whatever they do, but I feel like it didn't quite mesh with this movie. It felt like a whole separate thing going on. I will say this movie, in terms of a rating, I would say it's pretty close to Mirror Mirror. If you saw that version of Snow White, it was pretty similar. I feel like it had some corny stuff in it. The script was pretty corny, and it was I liked the outfits. I think the outfits worked really well. Also, Rachel Zegler's hair, let's talk about that. It's giving like Edna from Incredibles or Lord Farquaad. Like, it's it's on the short side. It's very bobby. I think the hair should have been longer. It was not a good look. There was a lot of singing, almost too much at times. That's a little bit why I maybe didn't like it as much as other Disney Princess live actions that I've seen. It's just a lot of singing, and it's not for me. I thought the CGI dwarves worked. Some of them maybe looked a little similar. It was hard to distinguish which dwarf was which at certain points in time. Especially there's a scene with Sneezy that you'd have to look out for. You're like, oh, that's what he was doing. Their vocal performance was spot on. There was a part with Dopey and Rachel Zegler, who is Snow White. It looked odd them being side by side because I don't know if it was the angle. Dopey's head was huge and Snow White's was she looked normal, but Dopey didn't look like he fit in the scene. I don't know how to explain it, but CGI was a bit off in certain places. Overall, I would say this is a great watch for parents to take their kids to see. I don't know if the parents are gonna like it. It's very campy and upbeat. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Not the best Snow White rendition I've seen, but certainly, well, actually it is the worst. But that's because all of them have been great. I mean, have you seen them? Please tell me you've seen them. You got Snow White, you got Mirror Mirror, Snow White and the Huntsman, Enchanted. There's lots. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about this movie. Please like, comment, and subscribe on our video. We would love to grow the Farmer Pig production family, please. And have a very magical night.